My name is Dale.
And I'm Heather.
Welcome back to another episode, and today we want to help you take the question out of your relationship.
Okay, so let's explain that a little bit. Dale and I have counseled people, many couples over the years, and one of the things that's very consistent in most couples is that they have this this idea that their partner can read their mind. And they have this idea that they have these expectations and their partner should just know what they are. And this causes such tension in a relationship. And it's actually a very simple remedy, and it's not going to blow your mind. It's super practical, but we'll just we'll unpack this a little bit further.
All right. So if you've been in a situation where you're the guy, you're at home, and your wife is at home, and it is right after work, and your wife starts slamming cupboards and starts like looking like the Hulk, like literally.
Hypothetical.
She doesn't look like the Hulk, but she's like breathing and she's slamming and she's huffing and she's puffing, and you're like, what is even happening to you? Mm-hmm. What am I even doing? Like, I feel like I have this certain spot on our couch that I sit on. So I sit on our couch and she's just going to town. And I'm like, what's going on?
Because he just walked through the door. He doesn't even know. Because I have these expectations that when he gets in the door, these expectations that I've never communicated to him should be fulfilled. I should get a kiss. He should run in, say hi to all the kids, whatever. I'm just making stuff up, yeah. But
and they're not bad. They're not bad.
So if you find like there is this undercurrent of irritation, and you're like, what? I feel so irritated, and you can't really figure out like what the deal is. Like sometimes it comes in just like there's just always this tension between us, and we can't really put our finger on it. It's usually one partner has expectations that they have not communicated to their spouse, and it's causing tension.
Yeah, and if it's like a particular thing every single day, like if that was where we were at, I would be right before I open the door to go home, I'd be like, oh, I don't want to enter this house because I know what's going to happen. Right? I assume what's going to happen. So anyway, so
if you have that undercurrent, it's really good to take a pause and be like, okay, what is going on in our relationship? Why is there this tension between us, this irritation?
And sorry to interrupt me. And not to have this conversation in the middle of your fight, but when things are good.
Yes.
When things are
very
simple.
important.
Sorry, keep going. Sorry.
Well, it's not even a fight. It's just almost like the silence or this just agitation. And so one of the things that you like, so once you nail it down, so what's a real life situation that we have had to, okay, I got it. I know what irritates me.
This will be good.
I can think about this easily.
Oh, okay. Here we go.
A while ago, we've talked about this, so this isn't going to be like news to Dale. Okay. A while ago, when we would go out for dinner, Dale has his watch is Apple Watch, and so he gets notifications on his watch. Also, he has his phone, and he gets notifications on his phone. And so if we're out so he's got like a lot of notifications happening all the time. Even like if the Oilers, which is a hockey team in our city, if they get a goal, he gets it on his watch, and he can rejoice without even having to pick up his phone.
Inside, I am rejoicing.
So if we're out for dinner or we're out like bowling, like hanging out and doing stuff together, even if we're in a family, Dale is often distracted. He is often like checked out, and I can tell he's checked out because he's standing there, and we all have this, we make fun of him. It's like the dad stance where he just stands in the middle of the room with his phone in his hand in a kind of a slouch, and he's just kind of like zoning, and he doesn't like, everyone's tuned out. So anyway, this would like, I'd see this over and over, and I would get so irritated. And so I like stopped talking to him, or I just ignore him completely. And once he decided to engage in conversation, I was like, sorry, buddy, you missed your boat because we are moving on. and so it's caused a lot of tension in our family and in our relationship.
Is this now still?
Well, sometimes. I know you're working on it. So
okay. That's all that matters.
And so Dale would be dumbfounded. Completely dumbfounded. He's like, what in the world? I was just standing here I didn't do anything. I didn't say anything. I've been just standing here. And fair enough. He was just standing there, and he cannot read my mind. And that's the thing. In these situations, we think our partners can read our mind, but Dale cannot understand why I'm upset. He doesn't get it. And I think, how can he not? And he doesn't, and he didn't. And so when things were cooled down and I actually had to search myself and be like, hey, why am I really irritated? Is that I would like for him to be present. So when I kind of figured it out, it was that when we're out together, and we don't get a whole lot of time together because we have a very busy life, but when we're out together, I would like for him to be present. And so what that looks like is having your phone away, taking your watch off, and just being present with me and engaging in conversation and really listening and engaging back and like being in the moment with me. Because so many times he misses stuff because his head's down and things are happening and it's like sort of sad. And so so we had a conversation and I told him rather than him reading my mind, I just had to tell him, you know what, when we're out, it would be really nice for you to be present. That would mean a lot to me. And I think the kids would really appreciate that too. And then your response was?
Yeah, no problem. And I actually feel bad about it. I do. And I am working hard at it. But I just also want to add to this is you've done a very, very beautiful job with this in it. When we've talked about this, you've never attacked me. So when she doesn't attack me, then I don't have to be defensive about it. I think one of the key things that has really made this work very well with us is that you just told me how it makes you feel. And by you saying, I feel alone, I feel ignored, I feel unappreciated, then I don't want to do that to you. I don't want to hurt you. So I'm not going to say, well, it's either the Oilers or you, right? So I'm obviously going to pick you. And so I don't want to do that. So you've done a remarkable job over the years in sort of not fighting and attacking me, but you've just sort of validated your feelings. And now it's really up to me.
Right.
Because really now it really is up to me.
Right.
What do I do with that?
Okay. So to sort of bring this to conclusion is that when there is that kind of resentment or this undercurrent of tension or irritation between the two of you, I would say often it is because we have expectations that have not been communicated. And so the number one thing, the only remedy to fix this is to communicate those expectations. And communicating them not in an attacking way. So communicating them saying how that makes me feel. So when you're on your phone, it just makes me feel alone. And I would appreciate it if when we're together, if you just put it away for a little bit. And that would make me feel more connected to you. And then it's not attacking him. And he could receive that and being like, oh, I'm sorry. I actually didn't really realize that. Thanks for bringing it to my attention. And I will work on that. And I appreciate it.
Yeah, no, I think that's good. So I think that you should take that and run with it. So the next time you have something that is undercurrenting, then yeah, just bring it to light and talk about it and don't attack.
And it just takes the question mark out of your relationship. And that's the thing. Your partner cannot read your mind.
Yes.
Even if you've been together for 20 years. We have been together for 20 years.
Well, more than 20 years.
More than 20 years. And I know even to this day, he can't read my mind. We were pretty in tune with each other.
Yes.
But he cannot read my mind. And even after 20 years, we still need to communicate our expectations to each other so we can make adjustments and stuff and live in harmony.
Yes. So there you go. Can I just add one more thing? Okay. I know that we're wrapping this one up.
Go ahead.
I think the problem sometimes too is for the guy, for me at least, if I try to think what I think you want, I usually mess it up.
Yeah.
So that is a good recipe for disaster too.
Yeah.
So don't think. Guys, don't think. Just ask.
Okay. Thanks, Dale.